What's up, everybody?
What up?
Anne's going to be reading to you all the basically finished draft of Everything is Broken, I Need a Break. Subtitle: Tour is over, the website is down, hub events will resume once the computer is fixed and the physical space is up. Oh, and by the way, this is Anne's laptop, which is why it actually works. So,
yes. Not making no sound.
That's like the sounds.
All it sounds like.
That's the sounds coming from it. Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
Well, thank you. I'll be washing dishes in the background while she reads this.
Hero. Okay. I think I have mascara under my eyes, so if my eyes look all dark and like a raccoon, because I didn't take my makeup off properly last night.
Cool.
Anyways. It's time to take a break, but I don't get to take a break yet. First, I have to send you all this email. First things first. Hub events are canceled until a week from when I get my computer running. I need time to set up in the midst of moving, but trying to set up with the expectation of continuing hub events adds an unnecessary pressure. I would prefer not to.
Oh, nice.
I would prefer not to.
Oh my God, you're wearing this shirt.
Yeah. Tour was non-stop. No breaks. Sleep never caught up. When not driving 10K miles of highway, recharging at gas stations, or trying to find parking in cities, we were go, go, go. Setting up and tearing down, communicating with people on and off site for and about events. Even when we got to do a little reading together while driving, or napping while others drove, we never caught up on real alone time. Solitude deprivation aside, we never got to catch up on all those millions of little tasks that stack up when you are not in your normal routine. And here's a great picture of Dave and Nan sitting at a coffee shop in New York that gives you drinks in a bag instead of in a cup. It's like a juice pouch. Looking all distraught with all the shit all over. That was like happened like 2 times. The whole tour was actually getting to sit down and do stuff. Yeah, I was in New York City.
Crazy.
To be honest, I have not had a routine for a long time. Sometimes I wonder if I ever have, but this question only suggested itself after the last 5 years of continuous moving around. Why all the moving around? I was trying to save on rent so I wouldn't have to work as much. In retrospect, nothing has proven more costly than trying to live free. That's hard to explain, and getting into it too much derails what I want to get to in this piece, but suffice it to say that I was living cheap or free off the good graces of others, usually out of my little trailer house. But this was not free. The cost was my security and privacy, not just in terms of living on someone else's property, but because it usually ended up being a short-term setup. When you're just starting to find a routine and then you have to move, the whole routine goes out the window. As you've all heard me say, Timenergy gets fractured by labor power, but it is also torn asunder by housing insecurity. Without a reliable place to return to at the end of the day, a practical base for one's operations, time is rendered unreliable. It thus becomes more difficult to harness. Energy that cannot rely on repeatable windows of time becomes restless. Such energy cannot be cool, calm, and collected because it is agitated by the frustration of any meaningful longer-term purpose. This has only become crystal clear to me because of my attempt to save time energy by cutting corners on a reliable living situation. This is something everyone relates to in our fractured world. It is something I've been living on a daily basis, largely due to my own decisions and practical experiments to live the way I have been. This nomadic and insecure lifestyle is not fully a choice, though. It's either that or get a normal job, which I've done for most of my life. The lifestyle I've been accustomed to is not ideal, but it has been the only way I can pursue my passion, research, education, and new media experiments. It's good and bad. Without being accustomed to a pretty extreme level of insecurity and chaos, there's no way I would have published Underground Theory and Timenergy, Why You Have No Time or Energy, within the same couple of months as The Wedding, most of which Anne organized, to be fair, though I orchestrated the honeymoon, followed immediately by a nationwide tour. And there's a picture of the tour and a cute little picture of us being all cute and married and stuff. Most of the book publishing work and tour planning was done prior to the wedding, with a lot of last minute stuff being done afterwards up until the final deadlines. Not only did we do all of that ourselves, but we also found a place to move into and got jobs back at Amazon while on tour. Now we have a place to get settled into. I said on Saturday in a YouTube short that I am taking a break to get organized, and this video shows the disarray and disorder before the calm of our apartment. It's slowly coming along. We've got more furniture. We've got couches. The kitchen's functional. We set up a rack over in the room over there. It's coming along, slowly but surely. My timelines were way off, though. I thought I could simply set up my desktop computer and get a few videos quickly scheduled to go up on my channel while away. The videos aren't just to keep my channel alive, but need to go up because they are time sensitive. This proved impossible. It turned out my desktop was broken. My buddy Chris has helped me with this kind of thing for over a decade, so he gave me remote help. Every time we figured out what the problem was, I would fix it, and then there was a new problem. I now know the difference between the different drives in my computer, how to write them up. Oh, that's supposed to be wire them up.
Oh, yeah.
How to write them up, how to wire them up, how to clear and partition them, and even such minutia as the difference between a hard drive that is formatted as GPT instead of MBR. So much stuff like this that I now know off the top of my head comes from having spent the last 4 days fighting for my desktop's life. Anyone who watched the last couple of live streams with Nance and Mikey will know that my replacement laptop that I got last week has a broken CPU fan. So while I wait for that to come in the mail, I am stuck between 2 broken devices and a backlog of tasks that need to be done. Then I woke up this morning and theoryunderground.com is down. Just when I was gonna give up and for real take a break, this happens. It's almost comical now. I found out what it was after speaking with my host's technical support. My domain expired. I thought it was set up to auto-renew, but apparently when I bought theory-underground.com a year ago, I did not set up auto-renewal. At the time, I was paying for the domain with my Amazon employee wages, and I had no clear vision of how it was all going to come together. I had a lot of ideas, and they were all swarming around. It would be another 2 months before the Theory Underground launch on December 6th, 2022. Entire books could be written about what happened in those 2 months, but let's just say I pushed the fuck it button. I explained the fuck it button in this article that is attached in this email. That will be attached. That needs to be attached.
Right, it needs to be attached.
What I mean is I started spending all of my savings on what I considered necessary to launch Theory Underground and make it a reality. The out-of-pocket expenses quickly added up. No website maker existed that could combine all of the functions I needed/wanted to experiment with in the construction of my site. Lecture course platform, plus social media platform, plus event organizing platform, plus store, plus an innovative way of doing direct publishing, just to name a few. WordPress is far from ideal, but it allows the widest diversity of plugins and basically complete autonomy. I figured that at minimum, I could learn how to use WordPress and its plugins to make a system that could combine all those functions I needed. Instead of trying to sell people on the idea and get the money from people sold on the vision, I would instead spend my own savings to produce a proof of concept. None of the plugins I paid for between October and December of last year are set up to auto-renew. I guess I have my host site to thank for the reminder. While I take this break for the next however long it will take to get the computer fixed and my setup going, it's a good time to think about how much I have been able to achieve in 1 year on my saved wages, plus course sales, plus less than 7 total patrons. But now that my savings are gone and I'm going back to Amazon part-time, I'm gonna need some help. Not volunteer help. The only thing I want from anyone in terms of time energy is full engagement with course materials. Everything else that I need is money.
Money. Only money.
Thank you. A decade of attempts to do things with volunteers has driven me to the point where I think I should just do everything myself. I've had so many helpful people over the years, multiple every year, who try to take one or some of the tasks on. However, capital has its priorities, and if we don't comply, everything is jeopardized. Work always wins. None of us have the time energy to do this thing for free. Currently, I'm spending almost $4,000 per year on the site, app, and other tools necessary for making all this happen. I don't need a lot of small donations in some irregular fashion. I need a relatively small band of people who see the value in this project. People who get a lot out of it can subscribe at the different monthly levels of access to past, current, and upcoming courses and weekly hub events. Think of it like a gym membership, but for your brain. Keeping people's privacy intact, because I don't want to have to get permission right now, let me tell you about a couple of the people who are currently making this possible. One of them is a small-scale, though successful and talented video essayist on TheoryTube. He pays $30 per month because Theory Underground supplements his education. This is the part where I need to add what this tier unlocks. Another pays me $300 per month so that we can do several long-form exegetical readings per week.
What was the reminder?
You need to say what this $30 tier unlocks.
Oh yeah. So it's there. Okay, so yeah, can you bring that over here?
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, this is representation in media of how the sexual relation actually functions. Guys these days, they do the dishes apparently.
This is my trad wife.
I've always been a trad wife.
Yeah.
And so here I am, hard at work.
I do the cooking. Dave normally does the cleaning. It's a good little thing we got going. But also, I do the dishes too, and Dave cooks sometimes too.
That's sometimes true. All right. Anyway, so the tiers are in the app currently. You can't access them from the website. When the hub events are back in full swing, you will then be able to see everything. But right now, it's like I have to rethink the whole setup. And so the website's down, my computer's broken. It's a perfect time to like really think through like how to build that, because right now there's only one person, two people in these subscriber tiers. And I kind of been building it around certain kinds of ways that people want to be engaged with Theory Underground. And so it's like I'm not building hypothetical things. I'm building them around actual people. And so anyway, I want to figure out like what gets me and them, what we need from this, and then what a few other people might want to get from this. This is not something that's supposed to reach hundreds of thousands of people. We're really thinking like, 50 to 100 people could make Theory Underground like a self-sufficient thing that could actually hire someone like Michael Downs to teach and study and write full-time, right? So that he'd be able to quit his bullshit job. It's like, that's what I want to be able to do. 50 to 100 people makes that possible. This is like the small church model of bringing in money, as opposed to like the university model or the I'm an influencer on YouTube trying to reach hundreds of thousands of people model. This is a much more focused, because we don't want to lose quality in our growth. And so anyway, so stay tuned for a lot more information about what's available at the tier levels. Because I will build them around people right now, like let me know what you can do and what you want, and we can talk about it. All right. So this is just a general call for patronage. What do you want? What do you currently get? What do you blah, blah, blah. Let's have a conversation about that. Or you can do what's already happening. Oh my God.
Show the people.
Kitty cat.
Kitty cat. Also show the people this epic shelf of all our cooking appliances
And built the shelf
built
yesterday.
yesterday for the low cost of getting a piece of glass stuck in my foot for 45 minutes.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay, let's finish this out.
Okay, so anyway.
Anyways,
Another pays me $300 per month so that we can do several long-form exegetical readings per week, as well as full access to the non-public hub events. I also have patrons like Bert who give me $50 per month, not in exchange for any services or even my time energy, just a love for me and the idea of what I'm doing. While I take this much-needed time off, and until things are fully in motion with the weekly hub events and courses, be thinking about whether you might want to contribute to become more involved in some way. Right now, I am absolutely blown away by how much we have already been able to achieve this year, and I'm so excited to start doing this full-time once I've got my place moved into and set up. I'm so excited for everything we're about to do. Thank you for your support. Well, the edibles are kicking in now. I better go relax for the rest of the day. I'm going to watch Looper with Anne. I hope you've seen it because it's really good. Actually, If you're interested in taking the Intro to Nick Land course / the CCRU stuff we've been getting into lately, then Looper is a must-see, along with these other movies. And there's a picture in this email.
The most important ones are like the Terminator, Terminator 2, 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Blade Runner, Matrix, blah, blah, blah. Watch some movies.
Yeah, and sign up for the course. It'll probably be available after today. Basically, give it a day because it's, I did pay for the renewal, but it takes up to 24 hours for the site to go live again. So sign up for the course in 24 hours. It's theory-underground.com/courses/land-intro. Okay, for the introduction to Nick Land and the CCRU. We've done a couple of videos on that recently. Make sure to check those out. You know, a lot of people were really excited for the one about the CCRU writings, and at the same time, a lot of other people are excited for the Nick Land one. Different types of people interested in the two different ones. And one of the comments on the Nick Land one was like, oh, what? So we're supposed to take Nick Land seriously now? Yeah, of course. We've never not taken him seriously. We take Heidegger seriously. We take Schmidt seriously. We take Dugan seriously. We take these guys seriously because they are part of the world, and we have to understand how things work. And you cannot just understand the current situation by only listening to what is perceived as being one side have a conversation with itself. You actually have to like look at what's being left out by sides in the first place. And you have to be able to enter a space where you really can just study things with other people, and maybe you have different reasons for studying those things, but you're ultimately all there to understand the subject matter itself. And so it's like, yeah, we just want to understand this. And I'm really excited for this whole thing that's going to come out of it. There's a lot. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned for a lot of really cool shit coming soon. Whenever it basically, what's the date? The deadline for me to get back here? A week from whenever my computer's back up and running and my space is ready to go. Okay. Once I'm actually set up and ready to go, I will send out a schedule with a week advance notice. All right. So, and then you can all sign up and get involved with the course, with the hub events, with the different tiers, blah, 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 blah. All right. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for reading that.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right.
Bye.